What up, everybody? This your boy B Rob, and I'm back with another edition of the Random Ramblers with Rob podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, the listener, for coming back each and every week or however you listen to podcasts. If you're a first time listener, I'd like to thank you oh so much for giving my show a try. And if anybody recommended you to me, I'd like for you to go ahead and lean over and give that person a crisp high five. But, you got Omicron Prime out there and shit, making other little transformers and all this other crap. You may not want to touch nobody's hands and shit. You want to get 6 feet back, do the little rubby rub, get your sanitize on. So what you can do, you can pick up your social media app of choice and you can send that person a well-crafted DM telling them thank you for recommending you to me. Speaking of social media, you can find the Random Ramblers with Rob on various social media platforms to include Twitter at 3R Show, Instagram at The 3R Show, and you can find many interviews like this one on YouTube by searching 3R Show. And for anything that I may have forgotten to mention, you can find it all on randomrob.com, to where also on randomrob.com, you can find many different ways to support the show, like buying fly merchandise and shit and hitting up the sponsor. Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. I got a hat right here that they hook me. I'm gonna just switch that out for the duration of the program. Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. You can get some delicious herbs and spices to put all over your barbecue. You got damn tacos, whatever it is that you want to put in your mouth hole for nutrition. Put some Hooks, Rubs, and Spices on it, and you can get 15% off your order if you use promo code RANDOM. Now, I got all that out of the way. I gotta really try to trim that down some because I'll go back and edit this stuff and I look at the minute mark. I was like, ew, this shit's long. But I have a guest. For those of you who have the benefit of seeing this visually with your eyeballs on the YouTubes or wherever, right over here. We got Miss Cosmic with us or whatever. Now, back in the day, many moons ago, my military service took me to many different places and everything like that. And I wound up in a spot to where I had the opportunity to train in the art of professional wrestling. So it was a small group of us or whatever. It was just really two of us. It was me and I had her on the show before, Rhonda. She was another girl that was there freaking training with us. But later on down the line, we had this lovely young lady to come in there. And I had to tell you this. I didn't have a problem working with women because, Rhonda was in there and she was just like, raw and just mean and all kind of stuff like that. So she was like one of the guys to us or whatever. So we didn't care. We trained like we trained. But this lady came in there and I was just like, this is like a girl. And I was just like, I was nervous, but what got me out of that, this young lady right here came in there and was like, hey, don't go easy on me. Hit me with the deep voice and shit. And I was like, oh shit. All right. I know what time it is. And she just
it's it's that New York upbringing, you know what I mean?
yeah. And
I
and, and
mean,
it and it wowed me. I was impressed. I was like, yeah. I said, we ain't gonna have no punks in this class. That's right.
I remember like when I was training with you guys that a lot of the guys were like afraid to like even
Mhm.
like grab me and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry if I'm grabbing you too hard." Like I'm not just like this is
Mhm.
what this is about. Like I'm
Yeah.
not here to, fall gently. Like we're doing pro wrestling. This
Mhm.
is how it goes.
And if I'm correct, you had a little bit of training prior to coming hanging with us for a little while, right?
Yeah, so I did have some training prior to that, and at the school I was attending at the time, nothing was held back. You know what I mean? The girls, the
Mhm.
females, all trained the same way the males did. There was no like separating them because of the sexist or because they were
Yeah.
fragile or weak. No, we took everything the guys took to the best of our abilities.
Word. So like that experience prior to us, whatever, that was like your first foray into the realm of wrestling?
Um, the school was.
Yeah.
I literally was like, I saw wrestling on TV and was like, you know what? I feel like I want to try this. So
Mm.
I looked up a school and just started.
Yeah. And then you talking about coming from New York and everything, and it's a big city. And when I was younger, I always had this dream of doing some type of professional wrestling and whatnot. And then it was just different. Then it's like I couldn't just be like, wrestling school, you know. So like the dream kind of went away from me, and I was like, I gotta go get a job and shit like that. But because of my military service and places that I wind up being in, it brought that opportunity back to me again. I mean, I didn't go as far as you have and how you're doing right now, but I got to get the experience and everything, and I got to say that I got to do it before I died. So I'm good with that.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's journey is totally different. Even when I was looking up, like, literally came from a background with no interest in pro wrestling. That's the truth. I grew up, I didn't watch wrestling. I watched it when I was like in the fourth grade and everyone else was watching it. The big, Steve Austin and The Rock, everybody was talking and saying the same things they were saying. I was like, where is this coming from? I don't know what everyone's talking about. So I catched it a few times on TV. Then I understood what everyone was going nuts over. I watched it for like a bit and then I kind of just grew out of it as some people do. Then it wasn't until like I was around in my 20s I saw it again and it was kind of like I was kind of surprised because I didn't
Mhm.
realize that even though I stopped watching, wrestling had gone on. So,
Yeah.
like, to me, it just disappeared off the face of the universe until I saw it again, and then I saw the women that were doing it, and I was like, I don't know. It's just something that I was just like, I want to try this. I literally did a Google search with my zip code, and the website it
So
took me to.
simple.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that simple though, because when I looked it up,
Mhm.
the school had like one of those like web pages that looked like it was from the 90s.
Oh
So I
shit.
wasn't even sure that someone was even attending to decide if the information was correct. I was
Mhm.
like, I'm just gonna leave my borough and go elsewhere for like an hour traveling to see if this place is open. And that's what I that's what I did.
Word. I mean, so I've been keeping touch with you sporadically. I've been kind of just peeping through the window that is social media, just at your Instagram and everything, seeing clips of you training and actually getting into the ring and just wrestling aside or whatever. You have somewhat of an unhealthy obsession with Sailor Moon. Can we talk about that for a minute?
Unhealthy, I feel like this person that stands here right now would be
Mhm,
nowhere without Sailor Moon.
mhm,
I have to say, she was obviously one of the biggest contributors to the person I am today. It's why I'm a magical girl now. And
mhm,
for you guys who don't understand what a magical girl is, it's what Sailor Moon is. Sailor Moon is a category, a genre. There are many like Sailor Moon. They're not called Sailor Moon. They're called magical girls.
mhm,
They all have their own different stories, their own different shows. Some are more adult, some are more kiddish. But the basic is that they're a girl with magic powers, and that's
mhm.
what I am. So yeah,
Hey,
I wouldn't say it's unhealthy. I was obsessed. I was obsessed since I was like 5 years old. So
mhm.
it's just stuck with me
Word.
the whole time.
Good. And so like whenever you got, deeper into your training and everything and, starting to get further and further along, whatever, when it was coming time for you to, kind of build yourself up, your persona and whatnot to what you'd be traveling with. I mean, was this always in the forefront of your mind?
Um, so one of the things I feel like pro wrestling has helped me in my life was kind of be able to say what I want out
Hmm.
loud and not be embarrassed about it. Because when I liked Sailor Moon, it wasn't cool to like Sailor Moon. It wasn't cool
Yeah.
to like anime. It wasn't cool to be like, you watch Japanese cartoons? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everyone's accepted as a normal thing now and it's part of like pop culture and everyone accepts it. But for a while, no one like the ones who did watch Sailor Moon watched it as a kid and kind of dismissed it like
Hmm.
I don't want to say like Pokemon, but like for a while when Pokemon fell off, people are like, "Oh, you still watch Pokemon?" You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just like that. And it was just like, yeah, like Sailor Moon's my like everything. What do you mean? I
Hmm.
don't understand. But at first I didn't really know what I wanted my character to be. I didn't understand. And I just came up with the idea of like a space girl. That was it, right? That was my
Hmm.
I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't want to do a space girl. And then it was like an alien girl. And then when I finally like decided that I was going to do this, I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of just like dancing around what I want to do. I don't care if people don't understand. I don't care because there was a lot of uh I want to say opinions about what
Hmm.
I should do. Like
Yeah,
people giving me
always.
advice and giving me like I'm sure they were trying to be helpful. I'm sure they're trying to be like, I'm in this game for blah 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 long time. You even to just my name as Cosmic, which I have been using this handle since I was like 11 years old on the internet. Um, it was a big deal because it was just one name. So they made
Yeah.
it a big deal that it wasn't like Cosmic blah 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 blah,
Hmm.
like or something before Cosmic. No, I just wanted to be Cosmic because this is who I've been.
Word. So, what else do you like to this extent, or whatever? I mean, besides Sailor Moon, I mean, is there any other characters?
Oh yeah, I have a whole I love I don't want to say hand drawn, but I love animation. It's
Hmm.
like I love the comics, everything. Like I am a big cartoon person. I don't I like the 3D kind of stuff now they have, the
Yeah.
CGI, it's cool and now, but I just feel like in in the progression of, heading towards the future where we don't have to draw things by hand anymore or it's easier now to just do like these little programs that do these smooth lines and like everything is just very cut clean. I feel like
Hmm.
we lost an art in 2D animation. Like if you look back at the old Disney movies, the
Hmm.
movement of the hair, of the wind, it was just something so magical that, I'm all here like, oh, it's just like Sailor Moon. Like it was the magic of it. The magic aspect is what got me to love it, to enjoy it, to just
Hmm.
love watching it over and over again. So I love the new like Disney movies, the new animated movies they have where it's again easier to do
Yeah.
and cost less money to make or whatever, but I just feel like it's such a lost art now.
Mhm. Speaking of art and hand drawn things or whatever, what I thoroughly enjoy about your postings on Instagram and everything, that the fan art that people do of you and everything, they kind of mock you up like a Sailor Moon character and everything, and just other renditions or whatever. I mean, what was that like when you got your first like fan art and whatnot?
My actual first fan art was someone drew it with like a crayon, and it was like my group.
Hmm.
And even though it was like, you can obviously tell this was done by hand and quickly drawn, or maybe it was taken a long time, who knows, but I loved it. I love fan art. I love, like I said, I enjoy what fans could bring
Hmm.
to the culture, if that makes sense. The fan
Hmm.
fiction, the art, these little like nicknames they give people, whatever. Like
Hmm.
that whole kind of like type of person that just immerses themselves in your story. And like if tomorrow I wanted to be, I don't know, cat girl, then they would just call me cat girl. Like, you know what I mean? They wouldn't
Yeah.
like, they'll be like, "Wait, what happened to Cosmic?" But yeah, go cat girl.
Yeah, then they just put cat ears on you, Sailor Moon. Just
Exactly. Exactly. They'll just accept whatever it is that I, and that's like one of the main things I love about pro wrestling. I
Mhm.
saw this dramatic um just this dramatic world of grown-ups
Mhm.
who got on stage and
Mhm.
were these characters, and other grown-ups in the crowd
Mhm.
agreed that this person was who they said they were.
Mhm.
And I just found it like my chance, like that's how I'm gonna be Cosmic. Like this is how. There's at this point no one can tell me I'm not. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was
it's
just
like
it's like watching a soap opera. Like
yeah,
you're watching something and yet you're just like behind it 100%. Like don't do
mhm.
it, don't do it, do it, do it. Yeah.
It's more violent theater.
Exactly, exactly. It was amazing cuz I was just like so surprised. I was like, wrestling is still going on, and then I saw these adults being so emotional, and
Mhm.
then these other adults being swayed by the emotion within the crowd, and it was just like right there it clicked, like this is what I want.
Okay. So going through your training and everything and just, being an active professional wrestler now, I mean, I know you said you didn't really start off as a viewing fan of professional wrestling. Do you watch it more now to like
Oh
study
yeah,
and maybe?
definitely, definitely. I Pro wrestling is like my life now. So
Mhm.
there's before it was a very like I had one foot in, one foot out kind of deal. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if this is gonna work out. I don't know if I'm gonna do this. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I didn't even really tell people I was wrestling for, and I
Hmm.
was doing it already for like such a while before I even decided to tell my family, decided to tell my friends, decided to actually post it on Instagram. Like,
Hmm.
hey guys, this is what I'm doing. Yeah. So I now wrestling, I watch my friends who made it to bigger companies. I cheer them on. It's the whole thing.
So like within your peer group and everything, I mean, if you had to recommend someone other than yourself for us to watch, who would you put out there?
So I do a lot of indie shows. Definitely, obviously I was going to say Rembrandt, who trains me.
Hmm.
So Rembrandt Lewis is who you guys should definitely be watching. Um I would say Encore, his name is Andre Encore. He also is someone to watch. A lot of people from New York City are really big, like are not big but like are doing their thing. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? They have their own fan base. They have their own set moves, their own characters down pat. They're killing it. Um, I also have like Seton. He's also killing it. It's just I can definitely link you. Um,
Hmm.
they're Everyone's really passionate about what they do.
Good. So I think where was I gonna go? Um, we was talking about characters and everything like that, but just professional wrestling in itself and whatnot, because it's something that you- you're actively giving yourself to or whatever. But what has professional wrestling given back to you as far as like, has it boosted your confidence or just gave you a set of skills that you never thought that you have at this point in your life?
Uh, I would say definitely boosted my confidence. Like I said, I've always been sort of like, I don't want to say a mean girl, but I
Yeah,
have a
you mean.
certain aura, you know what I mean? People automatically assume based on what my face looks like that I'm a certain type of way. But through pro wrestling, I have been able to meet so many different people, so many
Mhm.
different personalities that I've definitely opened myself up to that. I try really hard, even though sometimes people still tell me like, "Oh, you look scary. I don't want to talk to you because you look mean." But I'm not like that now, or maybe I was a little bit before, but not anymore.
Mhm.
So
Come
yeah,
on, wrestle me, damn it!
my
Oh shit!
confidence
All
is
right.
way up. Like I said, I'm able to say exactly what I want now. I don't have to
Mhm.
feel embarrassed of what my ideas are or what I want to be able to portray or be like, oh, are people going to get this or not? You know, I
Mhm.
don't want to go out there looking dumb. Like, I don't feel that way now. Now I know if I go out there, I'm going to be looking cute no matter what. So,
And that's what I like about this period in time. Obviously, we have a lot of issues and flaws and whatnot. But just to go back to the point that you was talking about earlier, years ago when we were younger, to like something, passionately and really care about it, you're a geek, you're a nerd, you just,
exactly.
all kind of stuff. But now to, just be vocal about a thing that you like, I mean, you just have a legion of people right behind you. You're just like, yeah, I like that shit too.
Exactly. Exactly. That's all it was. Back then, I'm sure it was the same for people who were fanatics of wrestling. Like
Mhm.
after the whole thing fell off and wrestling kind of died down, I know there was a bunch of like just a lot of fanatics still and people would be like, "Oh, you like wrestling? You know it's
Mhm.
fake, right?"
Oh
Like
boy.
they love to say that. That's like their number one thing to say.
And now I'm just like, well, Game of Thrones is fake too. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
I,
like,
I ain't never
isn't
seen no
everything
dragon flying
fake?
around this bitch.
Literally everything is fake. Everything's fake. There's not the food you eat is fake. Everything is fake. So,
I mean, yes, we really are in the Matrix, aren't we? Is that air that you're breathing?
is it? I don't know.
I
Smells
But yeah.
spicy.
Oh, but from the point that we met and everything, and then you just kind well, I know I left because I retired and everything or whatever. How long did you stay there, and what was the move from there to, I mean, I guess your next venture into your training and whatnot?
I wasn't there for that long actually, like maybe just like to the end of the year. I
Okay.
do appreciate my time while I trained there though. Like, do you remember Rick?
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, so shout out to Rick. He was so good at helping me train for the little bit that we did. Um, I felt like I saw his movements and I was like, oh yeah, this
Hmm.
looks like what I'm used to seeing. Like this guy got it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I really enjoyed my wrestling time there. I wish I could have done I did like one little show thing, like
Hmm.
where I came out in the crowd and it was a mess. Everything was a mess. People fell on baby oil. It was like ridiculous, right?
Whoa.
But yeah, it was a mess, but it was just like the very first time I got out in front of a crowd and did just this tiny thing. I can't even remember. I think I pulled someone's leg. I don't remember what it was. I can't remember.
Mhm.
But
I,
yeah.
I could just remember getting with them the first time, just seeing them they put on a show on the base that I was on at one of the elementary schools or some shit. And I went there and I seen the show, and then they made the announcement afterwards that, hey, the champ is going to be here at the Dollar General signing autographs and shit, right? And I was like,
Dollar General,
yeah.
yes.
I mean, because that's how
Obviously
small that place was.
that's royalty, like the Dollar General.
Hell yeah.
You're
Yeah. Shit, Dollar General. He was at a dollar store. I might have tuned out. I might have not have went.
It's just upscale. It was just like better, like generally a dollar, but not exactly a dollar.
But I went up there. I took the kid with me and everything, and I seen him sitting there. He had the belt on the table, and I was just like, because I watched the show, and I mean, you know who run the show and everything. I mean, they up there, and I'm just like, nobody helping them break down the shit after the show, and I'm just like, do y'all need some help? Because I mean, I can help y'all set up the ring or something. I can help you with your Facebook. I could do something, man. Because it's just like
I
it's.
remember you coming with like a pack of kids, like not kids, but like
Yeah.
trainees to put out the chairs, to make the ring, to build the ring, all this stuff. I was like, who is this?
Yeah, I would, because I was an instructor there on the base, and I was just like, "Hey, y'all not doing nothing this weekend, is you? I need like 10 of y'all. Y'all can come with me. We're gonna go watch some wrestling." And then when we get there, they start loading up equipment. I was like, "Shit, that motherfucker lied to me." I was like, "Well, now you're gonna watch some wrestling, but it's a working party." But yeah,
It was definitely like an experience. I
mhm,
it was the same for me. I went to a show that they had at a community center, and at the end they were just like uh everybody was just standing there, and I went up to the promoter and I was like,
yeah.
"Do you guys train or have a school?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Do you have a school? Like, do you train people?" And they're like, "Yeah, we could train people. Why? Are you interested?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, he
So
was
why
like,
you think
"So
I'm asking,
I
motherfucker?
know, like I'm like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Oh, have you ever been inside the ring?" I'm like, "Yeah." So they put me to run the ropes like
Mhm.
in the ring. And I feel a little bit insulted because when I ran it, they were like, "Oh wow, you run the ropes so good." I was like, "Isn't that a very basic? Like what do you think I was gonna do? Like trip?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I had no prior experience or whatever, and so because by that point I had already been there with them and doing stuff and whatnot, and we didn't have that many people come through there. It was just like me, Rhonda, and we had another guy, Adam. He
I
came
do
through there.
remember Adam. I don't remember Rhonda though. I never trained with her.
I think once maybe because she was the only girl there.
Oh, I think one time you're right.
Mm.
One time, right? We were at the
Yeah, it was
barn.
just the once. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah, okay. I only remember like I remember Rick, I remember Adam. There
Mhm.
was like some other guy who was brand new. You.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
think the other guy that you're talking about was Adam's homeboy. He didn't
Yeah,
come that
yeah.
much
He
either.
was like his friend or something, yeah.
Mhm. But yeah, because I mean, I don't think he was trying to be condescending or anything, but he was just like, with the group that we had in that barn, he was just like, wow, I mean, shit, we don't have to, this is something we won't have to teach later, you know?
I was just like, like I feel like later looking back on it, it was like if I say it out loud, like I was wrestling in a goddamn barn. Like this girl from New York City with all these
Yeah.
we different sort of people. Like I was dedicated. I wanted this shit. Like
Yeah, because I went to New York for the very first time in my life a couple years ago, and just to go walk Times Square and just like see rats as big as cats and the goddamn DeLorean from the Back to the Future parked on the curb and people dressed like Spider-Man for real and shit, and
yeah,
I'm just like,
yeah. They
and
take
then
pictures and they con you into pay $20, even if it's your
yeah,
own phone.
yeah, and then like you, what you're saying now is just like I went to the place that you lived, and I'm just like, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it
And then
was very
like
different.
for me that, because I'm a little older, but so like when I heard older wrestlers talk about their time training and everything, that's exactly what I imagined. So I was just like, oh, I'm doing what they did. you
Wrestling in
know?
barns.
Hell yeah. Like a legit barn too.
Like in the summer. It's
Yeah.
all hot
And
and shit.
shit. The winter wasn't pleasant
I
either.
know, it wasn't even better. Like
Mm, yeah. But man, damn, that shit was fun.
do you ever feel
So
like you still want to run?
oh, I do. I do. I get the itch every now and then because they got a local promotion here that I assist in everything. Pretty much the same thing like I was doing there, but I don't have a flock of kids with me no more. So I just did a commentary. I just did commentary for one of their shows. I helped set up the ring. I show support, and I see them running around, and then I was like, man, I used to do that shit. And then I go up there and I touched the rope ever so gently. I was, oh no, no, I gotta stay away. Gotta stay away. My back, my back. But oh yeah, it never left. I mean, it just kind of went further back into the back of my mind, but it never left. And every time I go see a new Texas Pro show here locally or whatever, I was like, it is what it is. I had my time, but I don't regret it.
No, definitely. I mean, like I said, everyone's journey is different. It's all
Mhm,
about enjoying it, being able to look back and be
mhm.
like I did that shit.
Yeah, because it's just like I hear all these different wrestling podcasts and shit, and they, giving all their analysis and stuff. And I was like, hey man, you ever wrestled? Nah, I just watch a lot. And I was like, I mean, and I guess that's okay to a point or whatever. But when they start getting deep into the woods and whatever, I'm like, nah, bro, just stop right there. But
I
and
mean,
then
you can't
I
knock
mean, even
people's passions. I mean,
yeah,
just because you
exactly.
love wrestling doesn't mean you actually want to do it. Maybe you just want to be
Hmm.
immersed in the universe, which is again, this is what I love about wrestling. How
Hmm.
everyone is so they're like, you know, they dived in like head first. They did not
Yeah.
care what was at the bottom. It's wrestling and they're in that shit. Does it not matter
Hmm.
what you throw at them? They're gonna be behind you, they're gonna cheer, they're gonna be like, yes.
And to the flip of what I was just saying, anyway, to like where people they're that passionate to where they just actively go into the archives and the history of it and why people do a move this way and everything. I respect those people because it's just
Yeah.
like you're better than me. And I do a wrestling podcast, and I'm just like I'm flying by the seat of my pants and everything. You come in here with your notes and
Yeah, the
everything and your
professors,
history.
they're like,
Mhm.
well.
You're like, actually. So I just, all right, you got it, player. I, I never know. I never knew that. I remember one time when I was doing the show, I was going to do like a move of the week. I was going to break down one move and be like a drop kick. Who, where did it originate from? Who made it popular and stuff like that. Then I started researching and I started reading, which I don't like to do. And I was just like, fuck that. I'll just continue to watch and just talk about what I like. Fuck it. But I wind up kind of falling back down that rabbit hole doing something similar to that again when I went to just see this new Spider-Man movie. Have you seen it yet?
Of course, of course.
Oh
Yes, it
man.
was I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I went with my little cousins who I had to explain to them like you
Oh, same
guys,
thing.
yeah, I'm just like you guys don't even know because I was alive for all three movies. Like I was alive when the first one came out and it was like the big hero. He was like it was probably like the first one, I think, right? It's that was the first one. It wasn't like Hellboy or that was like the
What?
first Marvel big movie that came out. And at the time it
Well,
was done by Sony, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So the 2002 Tobey Maguire, the first
Yeah.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah. Cuz I can't
But we had
remember.
Blade before that, but like Blade kind of laid
y-
the foundation for them to
Yeah.
kind of
Well, I mean, I didn't really enjoy Blade. I don't know. It wasn't I know I
Hold on,
didn't.
wait a minute.
It's just
Hold
that
on.
I had watched Spider-Man as cartoons and he was like
Yeah,
my
I get
first
it.
cartoon crush. So I was like, "Yes, I have to go see Spider-Man." I was so excited to
Mhm.
watch that. But to watch all of it, even the bad ones like
Mhm.
number 3 in the movie theater and everyone's reaction to it and now
So
to see all of them together, it was great.
so I went back after the we watched the newest one. We went back and watched the original 3 and the 2 to follow, the Andrew Garfield ones.
Mhm.
So because like you, I brought my young child and she was like, "Why everybody cheering this old guy?" I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot you didn't watch these
Oh,
shits."
shit.
So
That's
damn,
I
we went
know.
home.
That's I feel like they're missing out. Missing part of
Mhm,
the experience. And not only that is to have like the OG and then have this giant gap of no Spider-Man. Then
mhm.
to release the new Spider-Man and then like a year later to replace him.
Yeah.
That was like I was like, "Oh, I guess we got another Spider-Man."
Mhm. Yeah, because like what was it? Damn. Oh fuck. Oh, because my kid, she is a freaking MCU kid, so she
Mhm.
knows about everything starting from Captain Marvel all the way through to this current Spider-Man. So she didn't know about the shit previous, and I felt such like I felt like an ass. So we went back the day after and everything, and we sat there the whole day from the morning till that evening, and we watched the first 3, then we watched the other 2, and then the next day we started one each day for the Tom Holland ones and whatnot. And then we didn't do Into the Spider Verse, but we
Okay.
probably touch that later. I mean, she's seen it already,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was like, all right, now we good. I said now we need to go
How'd
see the
you
new one again.
how'd you feel about the second Spider-Man? Because when he first came out,
I like
I
him.
didn't like him. I didn't like him. I was like, I just think he had a like a
Mhm.
old man face. So like he was like in
Yeah.
high school and I was
Mhm.
like he does not look like a high school student. He seems a little too cool. Like I was
Too
used to
cool for
like
school.
yeah, he was just like, "What's up guys? You know, I'm not Spider-Man or whatever, but here I go
Mhm.
skateboarding through the school class, like through the hallways and shit, and dodging all this shit like a regular person, just human being, you know, normal, every regular, degular shit." Like I'm just like, what teenager is just this confident and just fucking killing it like this?
Mhm. Well, see, like with that one, I like Andrew Garfield's Spider Man, but I just to your point or whatever, I think they just put him in the wrong period of that character. So if they would
Right.
have just picked up the story, you maybe after high school and everything, and you just kind of like maybe midway through college or just beginning college or something like that, working, I could see that. But like we had the Toby Maguire stuff to where we seen the origin and everything. Uncle Ben got shot out, and damn, we had to start all over with this guy, and they just
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like shoehorned it all up front because the second movie is just like he already off in the weeds and everything.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
kind of feel like they could have started the timeline in the second movie, for the
I
first
have to
movie and
say
went from
that
there.
do you remember that scene where Gwen dies and
Oh yeah.
they zoom into his face? Oh my
Hmm.
god. I was in the movie theater. I had to look away. He slow cries into the camera and it's so awkward. Like ugly cry. Like spit. It was so bad, and I had PTSD watching the new movie because I was like, "Please don't cry, please don't cry." If he starts crying and they start zooming into his face, I'm gonna have to leave the theater. Like, I cannot
Well,
watch
shit.
this.
The Tobey Maguire one, he got an ugly cry face. I mean, his nose go flat and it weak. And he,
But I just felt so uncomfortable. Like, I'm sitting here and something emotional's happening. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty sad. She died. But then they just
Mhm,
spent like a minute and a half of him just staring into the screen crying, and I was just like, how much more like am I gonna have to
mhm.
take?
Word. And I thought it was like an interesting choice when they had that scene to where she was falling and he went down, he shot the
Oh
web and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
And the
That was
little
like
web looked like a
redemption.
hand and shit
Yeah.
and everything. And then like for the new movie, he got, I like
Yeah.
how they tied it off. I like
Yeah,
all
it
that.
was great. I actually felt that I was like, yes, now he's set. Like, now he can just go fuck off to his
Yeah.
universe. Like,
He cried a lot in that new movie.
I know, right? I was like, God, I kept turning around. I was like, no, please don't start him up
Yeah,
because I just can't.
he
For Tobey Maguire's face, I was okay with, but
mhm.
his face specifically, I was like, please do not do
Yeah,
this to me again.
it was just different stages of the Spider-Man character right there. Cause like Toby has been through, losing Ben, you know, being with MJ, breaking up with MJ, the whole, he's lived a full life to that point to where they all come together. And then, Andrew Garfield's character is just getting past the Gwen
Yeah,
thing and
he's just getting
everything, and he's
over it.
starting to
Yeah.
adjust and everything. And then freaking Tom Holland Spider-Man is just like just starting all the stuff they already did. And he's like,
I
oh,
love
so
how they cleaned it up, even the mistakes. I don't know if you saw the trailer um for the
oh
Venom.
this yeah, oh
Yeah,
yes.
so they're like,
Mhm.
that's it, he's gone. I'm like, oh, thank God, because this little goofy Venom character,
I
I
didn't
was
like
like,
it.
so
Didn't
yeah,
like it.
it was so bad. Again, I watched the Spider-Man series when I was a kid. Like, that was
Mhm.
the cartoons were like my favorite watching it. So
Yeah.
to watch this, I used to be like, why? Like, why is he
Mhm.
so goofy? Like, are they trying to make him a Disney character now? Like, is he like a Disney princess or something?
Oh
Because
no.
I don't know what's going on.
So what I did, I did enjoy the first movie, the first Venom movie or whatever, but it was like, all right, this is gonna be a one off or whatever, and it's just like because I took it for what it was. I knew it wasn't gonna be the thing that I wanted the most, like just beastly motherfucker killing people, just ripping heads off or whatever, So I enjoyed it for what it was. Especially, I kind of enjoyed it a little more because my kids liked it. And then they made the second one, and I was just like, oh man, I'm excited to see Carnage. And
Yeah.
then we got what we got. And then the first one's still better than the second one, but the second one, I think they were just kind of trying to hurry up and get it done.
Yeah. They were just like, let's just throw these characters out there and that's it.
hmm Yeah, because, Sony got their own agenda as far as these characters go. But what I'm excited for, because we talked about this a little bit before on the episode before this one, we just did a whole spoiler on Spider-Man and shit. So it's just
Your
like,
fans love you right now. They're like, yeah, spoil
oh,
that shit.
I mean, we it's enough grace period. Fuck them now. At this point, I mean, we grace period, but like the episode that we recorded it the weekend of the release of Spider-Man. And I put the disclaimers. I was like, hey, spoilers. Maybe you don't want to listen to this episode this week, So I gave them a lot of headroom to be like, I'm gonna skip this one. I didn't. It was spoilerific, but I let them know. I let them know. So um what I like about how they set everything up, especially like the end credit scene for the Venom 2 and whatnot, to where they transported them in the world. It didn't make sense to me. But now seeing the Spider-Man movie and how everybody got blipped into this reality, it makes sense to me now. But he got blipped out of that reality because everybody went back and they left the symbiote. So we found out not too long ago, or right after this new Spider-Man, that Sony and Marvel reached another agreement for another 3 films. So I'm hoping there's going to be Tom Holland's interaction with the symbiote now, and he get the black Spider-Man suit and all this shit. And I'm just like, I'm ready for this shit.
I am also ready for it. I actually like this Spider-Man. I think
Yes,
he's all right.
Stan Lee put a stamp of approval on me. He's like,
Yeah,
He's like, if
he's
I
good.
could pick a Spider-Man, this is him.
Yeah, he's good. I like him.
hmm And he's dating Zendaya. which my daughter
Uh,
liked both of them.
yeah, I thought that was cute. I like
Hmm.
when stars are cute together like that. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And not in a like I'm cheating on my girlfriend, Angelina
Hmm.
Jolie, Brad Pitt kind of way, but
Uh,
um like I really like this girl and we're in a movie together, so I'm gonna bag that. like, like at that point, how can you not? How can you not bag in a Marvel movie?
mhm. So, did you see the Doctor Strange trailer?
Oh yes, I am so excited for Doctor
Oh,
Strange.
yeah.
His
So,
movies,
yeah.
I love them all.
So, have you been keeping up with like the other side series, like Hawkeye and the What If series and all that other
So
stuff?
I did watch the What If. I haven't watched the Hawkeye. I think I've only watched the first episode. It's like
Hmm.
his daughter. She's at like a bell tower and she's like shooting stuff off at the university or her
Dang.
apartment or whatever it is. But yeah, I am planning to watch the rest of Hawkeye. It's just a lot. It's just they gave us so much that
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
So
well, you're in a good spot because the series is over, so you can just go ahead and power right through all
yeah,
of it. It's only
binge
6 episodes,
watching. Yeah,
so
I actually started watching The Mandalorian. I know I'm super
oh
late,
yeah.
but I this is actually my first Star Wars series. I have
Okay,
been
well,
avoiding Star Wars since like all these
mhm,
movies coming out, all the fandom.
yeah,
I like it's almost like the wrestling fandom. I love how the fans are. They are
mhm,
devoted. They dress up. They write stories. They write analysis. These are the ones that take
yes.
out their textbook and explaining to you
Mhm.
about the empire and the
It
past wars
says
and ex-
here.
exactly the languages that they speak,
Oh
everything.
man,
Like yeah,
that blew my mind because like not Star Wars specifically, but like Star Trek or whatever with the Klingons and stuff. Mother would be
yeah, yeah.
speaking
Oh yeah,
Klingon,
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
how?
There was like this big debate because the Star Wars had this animated series on Cartoon
Mhm.
Network that was like
The Clone
I can't,
Wars.
the Clone Wars, and then there was like this one female character that she was I feel like she was picked on. I don't know, but
Mhm.
they were like, how can she be the next blah blah blah? Like people were just going bizarre and angry
Yeah,
about it. Like this is a side series that they made for children.
yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
know what I mean? Like this is not even part of the main story plot. So
Mhm. Yeah, and I like Star Wars to an extent. I mean, I like other things better, but I do respect the franchise and the series and whatnot. I didn't get into a lot of the side stuff like the Clone Wars and the Rebels and all the new stuff, like the new batch that they got that just came out. I haven't got into any of the side stuff, but like episode 1 through 3 and freaking 4 through 6 and then 7 through 9. I've watched all of them, and then the new stuff that they have that came out like Rogue One and Solo and everything. I enjoyed the new shit, kind of better than the old shit, but I didn't grow up with that generation who have a fondness and an attachment to the older things, but I respect it all, and just the way it all connects in this one big fucking story.
giant story. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like the magic part of it.
Mhm.
I didn't watch. I think it's you say it's 4, 5, and 6. That's the first and second ones, right? Like it's that
Yeah,
order
yeah.
4,
So
5,
it's
6. Yeah, yeah.
so four,
So it's
five,
like
six is like the original
yeah,
three,
yeah.
and then they
And
went
then
back and made prequels 1, 2, and 3.
so
Oh my god.
I never watched those movies. There was one time I attempted to watch it and I was like 12 and I fell asleep like right at the beginning.
Yeah.
But being a child of the internet and TV,
Hmm.
um it's like I feel like I watched it because so many references. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So as of now, maybe in the future, I'll be like, man, Star Wars is so great. Whatever. Like
Hmm.
I'm giving it a chance. This is like I actually decided that I was gonna try to dive in a little bit into the Star
Yeah.
Wars fandom.
Well, picking up on the Mandalorian, I think this is a good starting point for you because it's a great series. I mean, it has references to the original movies and all kinds of stuff like that. I mean, I know you might not get them right off the bat, but I mean, even without that knowledge, it's still a good fucking show. So I mean,
I'm
I
up
think
to the
you enjoy
part
it.
yeah, like I'm up to the part where um oh, I'm actually up to the second season. That's where I'm up to. So I'm at
Okay,
the very
good,
first
good,
episode
good.
of the second season. So I've been enjoying it. I think it's great. I have a lot of questions always, like, because I'm
Yeah.
like, what? Why are these people like this? Why are they? Is
Mhm.
if the empire is gone, then why are they still wearing their outfits? I mean, they're cute, but
I
also,
mean, yeah.
I also had to ask about these are known robots or droids or mechs or whatever you want to call them. Why do they
Mhm.
treat them like humans? Any reason? Like, I understand AI, but I would not treat uh, a robot with such emotion. I don't know. I just feel
I don't know.
like a robot screaming when it's being shot at. I'm like, I don't know about this. Or a robot grabbing a gun to hold it. Like, why wouldn't he just have handguns? Like, his hands are actual guns. Like, no need to hold. They're just guns. It doesn't
You
make
know.
sense to me. Like,
Well,
if
I
this
mean,
is a robot made for war or battles or whatever protection, why wouldn't the guns be built in?
I don't know. See, I mean that. I don't know. See, when we think about stuff like that, because I mean, eventually we will have to start dealing with this shit ourselves, right? You know, because I mean, do you really want to give the thing that could potentially kill you in your sleep the weapons to do so?
Yeah, but
it's
like if
already
it's
a
like
walking weapon,
I
but I
I
mean,
I see that. I can understand that, but like if it's a war or a protector bot, do you want your robot to spend 3 seconds reaching over to get a gun or just have handguns like pow 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 pow? You know what I mean? It's just I was just like, what? It doesn't give him like a hand sword like or a knife or something like he just shanks from close combat and then some sort of like
I
I
get
was
you.
just so confused. I was like, why is this robot handling things like a human being? Like if he also has fingers and appendages, like he's a robot.
I don't know. I mean, you pick your poison at that point. It's like, all right, I'm gonna build this badass protector robot to protect me when I go out and do my nefarious shit and whatnot. I'm gonna give him a sword arm. You know, fuck having hands. He just his whole arm is a sword. Then I'm gonna
Well,
have a
okay,
freaking
fine.
Colt
Like even
45
if
on
you're
this
not
hand.
even if you're not gonna give him like full sword hands, maybe some hands that turn into a sword or
Mhm.
something like that. I'm not sure. Like
Yeah.
convertible hands, sword hands. You know what I mean? Like they just pop out and underneath
He's
is surprise, it's a fucking sword or a knife.
Surprise, motherfucker.
yeah,
Exactly.
just
Just like
goddamn. Yeah,
a
I got you.
shank underneath. Like he just flips his wrist and underneath is like guns. And you're like, oh shit. Like kind
Mhm.
of like those Austin Power bots, the fembots. They had
Yeah,
guns in their boobs. You see, those bitches were made for war. They're not gonna grab some guns. They already got them. Like
you make all the valid points. So,
I was just
I mean,
I understand. Like I was just like, okay, I guess this is just part how it is. Like robots are the AI here have emotion and they have such deep thought that they're almost philosophical. It's a little bit weird, but okay,
mhm.
we're just rolling with it.
Sure. So, yeah, yeah, this was fun. So, where are you wrestling now? I think is what PPW or
Yeah, so my home promotion would I you would always catch me at is PPW. Starting
Mhm,
the new year, I will be doing other shows in the tri-state, mostly New York City. That's where I
mhm,
live, or anywhere surrounding New York City that I can get to. But PPW definitely. They've been so gracious and kind to give me a chance and just go out there and trust me in what I do.
mhm. So, how long has it been professionally for you now?
I the thing is I don't really count it because like
Mhm,
I had so many like bumps in the way where I was just like, do I want to do this? And then I would
mhm.
take a break or something would happen where I was just not able to do things or
Okay.
but it's been I would say professionally now starting. This is my I started in July of this year.
Okay.
I'm not sure when this is going to be posted, but it
Oh,
would be
Sunday.
the
This Sunday.
oh, okay, so
Yeah.
it'd be like the year of 2021. So I
Mhm.
would say that I'm still currently within my first year of actually going out there.
On the road and okay. Okay.
Exactly.
Word.
Actually doing
Word.
my thing. Because the training part of it, um, some people train their whole lives and never never actually do it. Never go out there, never, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so I know you're working around your home base operation and everything like that, but is there any aspiration maybe within the next year to go outside your bubble? Maybe
Oh, I
come
would
down to
love.
Texas?
I would love to do that. I want to go everywhere. Take me, baby, invite me. Pay for my ticket, fly me out. I'm ready. I'm vaccinated. I got my passport card. Like I am good to go. Like I I am ready for whatever. I want to go to Japan. I want to go, I don't know, California, even like w- Washington State. I don't know, whatever state you guys want to take me to. Like I'm
So,
ready.
so before we close and everything, dream scenario. So right after we hang up here, you get the call. Just whatever. We want to make your dreams come true. You know, can you be here tomorrow? What company would you like to get that phone call from?
Um, Specifically, I don't want to name companies. I want a
Mhm.
company that I'm able to be who I imagined when I was 11 years old.
Okay.
I want to be cosmic. I don't want my character, like, not that I don't want it to progress, obviously, but I
Yeah.
don't want to
Mhm.
turn into like, a regular two name girl that's just like
Mhm.
Like Erica, I don't know, like
Mhm.
Vines or something like that. Like I want to be who I am. I want to feel
Mhm.
comfortable. I want to have fun doing this. I want to look the way I want to look aesthetically. I want to look cute, but I can
Mhm.
also kick your ass. Like
Word.
I also want to be able to just have everyone agree that like I'm cosmic. That's it.
Word. So I got a knock on the door here.
No.
It's my child. Come on, child. Come on. You already came knock on the door. Come on.
No, I don't exist.
This is my young one that she
Hi.
she did not see the original Spider-Man, so I had to educate her.
I stole his
What'd
face.
you What'd you
Yeah.
think? What'd you think?
She said, "What you think of the Spider-Man movie?
It was good.
The old ones?"
Yeah, they were good. Oh, my back.
And I'm finna wrap this up.
Okay.
Okay.
My hat now.
No, it's my hat now.
My hat.
Okay. I got a little on air light that I always forget to turn on.
Oh, you
But
have it like on the outside?
yeah, it's on the outside. But
Oh,
I
cool.
but I mean, she part of the show. Every episode starts out with her voice. So I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, this is your show. You make it whatever you want.
Yeah. So I just when you was talking about just maintaining your character and doing it your way and all this other stuff like that, keeping the name Cosmic. While you was talking and explaining that, I was taking it in and I kind of got distracted with the knock at the door, but I had a little vision inside my head. Just all characters evolve at some point and whatnot. And I know you kind of feel weird about having maybe two names or whatever, or something in the back or something in the front, but it came to me. It came to me.
Give me your
And I was like,
suggestion. Go ahead.
Cosmic Supreme.
Ooh, I actually thought that one too. You know that? I actually did. When I was considering names, I liked the Supreme part of it, but I just thought that it was too much, like Cosmic and then Supreme. Like,
Mhm.
I do like that.
Mhm. Yeah. So I mean, shit, that can even probably work with a stable or something like that. You have your people under you, and you can be the Cosmic Supreme.
And it
Boom.
works because it's based in magic, just like me.
Man,
I
it's been great.
Yeah.
Oh no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that I just want a company that will be able to see my vision. That's all it
Mhm.
is. It's not that I don't want to change or I want to keep everything the same. It's just like um I have a certain character and again that I've
Mhm.
had in my head since I was 11 years old and I would love to have that character come to life.
Word, I got you. Well, it's been great catching up with you and everything, and then don't be a stranger. But let
I know
everybody
it took us a
know.
while to get this ready.
Oh yeah, I know, because I mean you're doing things and stuff, and I understand that. I gotta respect people's journeys in life and their process and whatnot. So, before you go, let everybody know where they can find you on social media and everything that you got going on.
Okay, so my main chosen platform is Instagram, and it's
Mhm.
Yes Cosmic, as in Yes Cosmic. Anything you want, I'll give it to you all. So you can go ahead and follow me. I do have a TikTok, but I don't post that much. I usually use TikTok for my own entertainment and
Yeah,
own enjoyment. Like it's great. It's great over there. I'm having a lot of fun.
yeah. And she has a Twitter at Yes Cosmic One that she doesn't use.
That I don't use. That's true.
Mhm,
I have not been an active participant in Twitter yet. So
mhm. Take your time. Because it's really weird over there. I mean, it's cool. I mean, you can network and do all kinds of fun shit over there, but it's kind of toxic.
yeah, I've heard stories. I've heard
Yeah,
a lot of communities kind of been like, "Oh, we don't go over to Twitter."
the rumors are true. But as it is for every guest of the Random Rambles with Rob, you've been a guest. So the door is always open for you to come back to promote your next big thing or just to shoot the shit.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah.
All right.
I like I said, this is my second podcast, I think, maybe third. I can't really remember.
Should have been your first, but
Yeah, I know. I kept saying like I'm like I have to do this with this podcast. I have to do this. I have to do this and I keep forgetting, but look at that. By the end of the year, I got you. Didn't I get you?
yeah, you did it.